What's up, y'all? You know who it is. A little late with this video because I had to do a little, I'm sure you guys already know it now. I had to do a little something for Pepsi, and that's Aaron. You know, boy got to eat. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about antennas today. This is a little baby 5-element that I'm doing for a good friend of mine, and you know, he said this is what he had the room for, so I made it shorter than most of my 5s, like a 5 of mine blown wide open would be about 4 foot longer than this one, up around the 29-foot mark, somewhere in there, 28, 29 feet. But anyway, this is still gonna be a bad little rascal. And we'll talk about dB gain later, because some of you guys come from the factory world, boy, you ain't gonna like the numbers I give you. Anyway, this antenna, the guy requested a hot feed. Now, this is the back door, that's the driven. First director, second director, third director. So that's gonna change out. This is just a placeholder for this video. Then I'm gonna change it out to the hot feed, or direct feed, as some of you proper folks say. But I wanna talk about that real quick. You antenna experts out there, and I know there's a few of you, on a 26-foot beam, gamma versus hot. Is there a difference? Yeah, I mean, in the hardware, it's a difference. Does one work better than the other? I'd like to get some opinions on this. I say not really. Now, what I've read, and like I said, I'm not above being corrected. Doesn't offend me at all. Your gamma is going to be, let's say your gamma's on this side. Now, what I've heard is with long beams, your signal will skew that way. So it'll come off the opposite corner of the front of the antenna. But it does not say there's less gain or less front to back or less front to rear semantics on that. You know who I'm talking about. I've never seen a difference. I ran a 75-foot 8-element, 74-foot 8-element for, I don't know, 12 years. Never noticed a difference, really. I'm on a hot feed now. Yes, I am. I'm not doing a hairpin, you know, with this. I'm doing a split element, but not a hairpin. I'm using a different way of dealing with that. But really, what I really did this video about, I want to have some fun, man. I ain't into all this acting like I'm some kind of super genius. I get tired of that shit. I see enough of that in videos. Let me start with my props. You know me, I give props to people that's out here doing their stuff. You know, different technicians and stuff. Last time, I got with 418, had to let him know, you're handling your business, my brother. Good job. You know, of course, you know the legends. I always give them love. Them two cats ain't gonna never go away. You know I'm talking about Bluegill and Ghost Rider. They ain't gonna never go away. Also, there's a new dude doing LD Moss. Something Mud Duck or something, Mud Ducky or something like that. I'll look his name up and give it to you because he's good. He's good. What I like about him is he seems to be having fun. He's not trying to knock other technicians. He's just having fun. Does LD Moss, does a good job, man. Does different variations of the stuff the factory's doing. When I first started in the factory, it was Freescale then. And Freescale wasn't giving you no 27 megahertz, nothing. But anyway, my boy Coily down here in Oregon. Coily's building some mean beams, building some devastating ground planes. I'm like, man, people brag on his ground planes. Well, I'm like, woo. Okay, Coily, do your thing, brother. Who else we got? What other antenna cats we got? I don't know. Who has my antennas? People always ask that. Ain't nobody running your stuff out there. Well, I think he still has it. Reject. I think you guys know that dude. Mean Peel. I think you heard of him before, right? Mean Peel put the beam up one time. He had an advisor over there telling him that my spec was no good. And he put it up one way and put it back. He had another guy telling him, yeah, you need to do this. He didn't do that either. He just went and put it back. Him and his sweet thing, who was like a mother to me. Love Lady Painkiller, that's for sure. And they put it up and it's been running ever since. Juice, he got one. I got one. Brain, who took his down, you know, Brain out of radio now. Got some snitches over there. Don't get me started. So what I want to talk to y'all about is there was a brother on Facebook, I think it was one of BBI's posts. He was joking. He was joking. I'm not mad about it. But he brought up something that I thought was interesting. he brought up my hardware. He said, man, ask Prime where he get them muffler clamps from. Did he go to Midas? Now, I'm not mad about that. My feelings don't get hurt, bro. I've been doing this way too long. All right, so these are some of my hardware. I make this stuff. I designed this myself. I don't buy these nowhere. I got them designed, then I got a cat up north that breaks them and presses these in, right? Really, it's just a strap, as opposed to this. Better hardware, right? For what we do, you think so? Okay, let's check it out. I'm gonna take some hardware that came off of my old beam, because ain't no sense me dirtying up my new stuff. I just got some in too. The reason I went with these is you're building your beam by yourself. All right, so if you're building your beam by yourself, all right, take the second one, and you turn them upside down. It does, trust me. All right, so you get them in here. Well, let's move this out the way so I can make my point. See how I don't like the slide? Sounds like a bad thing? It ain't. So you see this saddle still sitting there waiting on daddy, right? We're gonna take another saddle and put it in one of these U-bolts. Now, of course you're gonna say, well, it didn't have no nut on it, that's supposed to happen, right? You see that? See how that dropped back out of there? Don't matter to you, does it? All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna show you why I did these. Actually, let me be honest. The real reason I did these was because I didn't want to crush the boom when I was tightening up the element, right? That was the real reason I did it, because sometimes you can go a little bit snug and start putting creases in your boom and stuff like that. And sometimes that can mess you up big time. All right, now we need to find one of my plates. All right, so we take our plate. I just make these here at home. Just cut them in there on the CNC. All right. Can you do this with the U-bolts? I'm just asking. Just trying to find out, man. I just want to know. Now, what I'm going to do now is show you why, I should say, I did my hardware like this. There's a bunch of reasons. These are old pieces, but this don't matter. All right, let's just say hypothetically this is the element, right? So I drilled a hole in it. The hole's not centered, but in the element, as I'll show you in a minute, all my holes are centered. Why do I do this? In case a brother has to put it together by himself. You know how people are with me. Man, I don't believe this Prime stuff work. You know, I heard a rumor from so-and-so that such and such. You need to stick with that music. Leave this alone. This is what we do here. So I'm just gonna leave it like that, all right? You're supposed to screw it all the way down, but we ain't doing that today because that bolt is too long for that, right? Now we'll go like this and like this. All right, now, you already see the advantages, right? I mean, it's not that I'm some kind of damn genius. Honestly, I did it not to crush the boom, but it ended up being perfect. No bolts at all, right? So you know what I can do? I can slide this around and I can level it, right? If I take off, say, that element, take the screw out, put a level on it, put a level on this one, because I've done it many times. As a matter of fact, I think I have some video of it. I'll show it to you. I can level the elements and then tighten them down. That's why I do it. And oh, wait, one more thing. Average tape measure, with one exception. See that hole at 2 inches? So this hole is right at the 2-inch mark, all right? So I stick it through the element, and then the that's what she said moment, can't find the hole. So what you do is you tighten it down just a little bit. You ain't got to tighten it up much. Now, advantage, again, let's zoom out, go over here again. If I had to measure the distance between this And this, all I need to do is stretch from that bolt to that bolt. Subtract 2 inches. See what I mean? Boom, you can just measure that out easily. Then you can leave the ruler just sitting there, unlocked. I'm such a genius. Hell no. Dude, let me tell you something. I designed those just to be straps to not crush the boom and ended up getting like all kind of benefits. This right here, this hole that I put through the element, that was just done because I was too lazy to call somebody like Will Kill and them, God rest his soul, to come over and help me. So I started doing it that way. That's it. Really, it's just luck. Now, I still don't have nuts on here. I don't have nuts on nothing. The element ain't going nowhere. See what I mean? So all my customer has to do is take these tips. Like let's say you wanted to do the first director. First director. Slide it in roughly 4 inches and then take that same tape measure, go from the center. You guys see where I'm going now? Take the tape measure again, go from there. So that's, you know, why I do it like I do it. All right, so hopefully, dude that said I was using the muffler clamps, understand what I'm talking about now. Now I want to talk about one other thing, man. Factory versus optimized. All right, now you optimized guys, you know I'm on your team, so don't start dogging the factory guys. So I'm gonna go over here just so I can chill, holla at these cats. I had a Mako, I had a laser 400, that was my first antenna. No, actually a Y-quad, I had a Y-quad first, a laser 400. Mako M106. Then I had an M108. Then I had a Joe Gunn Super Audio 8. If you wanna run up and down the band and talk, get a factory one if you want it. If you're serious, if you're a hardcore Super Bowl cat like I am, I don't even sell a beam you could use on channel 28. If not me, nope. Mine is built for 270250, Super Bowl or bust. Now, that doesn't mean my beam is better than the guy that may optimize his for, you know, some people do this a little more broad-banded. They want to be able to move around. My good friend Motormouth, he wanted his beam to be able to move around, and he can do it. And he got pretty good gain, too. I saw somebody tell him he didn't know what he was talking about, but he does. Me, personally, I'm an optimized guy. Hyper optimized. You got a lot of people that, you know, only believe in certain programs and, you know, certain ways to do it. And I do agree there are some major differences in programs. I'm not going to get into that because I found out next to religion, that's one of the worst things around to talk about is what program you use to optimize your beam, because Lord knows none of them come out the same. I've tried it. But I got one little thing I did do. First of all, the guy that taught me how to do beams, Eminem, that's my brother right there. He got out of radio, but that's my brother. He's the one that got me into antennas in 1989, not 2006, as some people have said. So my first optimized antenna. So I had a couple guys in my room one day. And I love it. You know, cats want to tear you down. Now me, I don't get mad about it. Some of you cats be getting mad, boy. Somebody say something bad about you, I'm like, damn, man, go in there and make love to your wife or something. Damn, you getting mad about some dude talking about your antenna ain't no good. So I put my first optimized antenna up in 1994. So it was 2 or 3 guys trying to chop at me, right? They was like, man, Prime, I'm gonna tell you, when you put that optimized beam up, that's when you start getting your ass whooped. I said, what year was that? Around 99? So let me get this. Around 99, I put my optimized beam up. Boy. But I had it up since 94. I changed again in 2002, changed again in 2006, and did the one I'm using now in 2017. And so I don't know. I hyper optimize my beams. If you want something broadbanded, I can do them, but I don't want to. Because what happens is that you're going to get your ass whooped when you're on one specific frequency. And they're going to say, man, Prime built that garbage? I don't want that. So, strictly ego. So that's what I am. I'm a mono freak when it comes to that stuff. Then let's talk about SWR for a minute, because all my bold brothers, all my hardcore 27 megahertz cats, we don't play when it comes to SWR. Am I lying? We don't play. Man, I got a ham buddy. He live about 2 miles from me, 80 meter guy. If this dude keys 1,500 watts and he get back 200, he's like, that ain't no big deal. Man, you got to be crazy. Yeah, you gonna have more than 10% of your power coming back. No. But he's cool with that. But me personally, when you see my spec, it looks like this. You'll see the line coming like this, and then you see this dip right at 27,025. And by the time you get to channel 11, you probably got 10% of your power coming back, 5% of your power, something like that. It will go up. That is not good for most people. And I'll be the first one to say it. You guys that like to go up to 28, I got one dude used to be a Super Bowl boss. He'd be on 22, giving out trucker checks. But that's okay, he's my friend. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But yeah, so me personally, mine are hyper narrow. That's what I do. The hardware you already saw, the programs we done talked about. This beam right here though, those are my tips over here. So don't think that the elements are that short. You see over there, all my tips. Yeah, so I just wanted to holler at you guys about antennas, but I'm not gonna give you just this little short antenna video. I wanna talk about something that's seriously, I won't say controversial. Everybody has an opinion on it, and that's line level audio. And the myths about line level audio and all this, who's the king of line level audio? I don't know who the king is. It's nothing special about line level audio. It's all in your front end and how you run it. So we're gonna go in the house. My radio room's in the back of the house. I don't put no radio stuff over there. We go all over here. So we're gonna go in the house and talk to y'all about line level audio. But first, I'm gonna drop this video in and send it to you. So this video is going up today, which is August the 21st. It might go up tonight. Then maybe I'll drop the line level one. I don't know. It's up to you guys. If you guys respond and say, man, hurry up with that line level one, I'll do it. It ain't that long either. So I'll do it, but I don't want to put it together with this one because some people hate that. They hate that subject, line level audio. They can't stand it. But there's pluses and minuses, and there's some myths I wanna dispel. And there's a difference that some people don't seem to understand about frequency bandwidth, as in the 11 meter band frequency, and frequency bandwidth as it pertains to audio frequencies. You understand what I mean? 20 hertz to 20K, that's the third octave, right? That's where most audio lives. And 27 megahertz ain't got nothing to do with that. So we got to explain some of that. So we'll talk about that if you guys want to. Motormouth is way more well versed on it than I am, but I happen to do a little something with line level audio every day for a living. So I'll be able to comment on front end stuff and myths and problems and potential problems with doing it if you ain't ready. Antennas being right over your shack is one dangerous one. You can have a lot of squealing and shit. So if you ain't got room to move that stuff away, you might want to chill. Oh, and one of the myth busters I can do with line level audio is rack gear versus plugins or Pro Tools or whatever you use. That is one I'm qualified to talk about. All right, y'all. Here come the antenna video. Next up, we're going in the house. Talk about the station.